pandemic is dramatically changing our lives every single day. This week in our series on the new normal, we'll look at how those changes will affect the way we work, the way we socialize, the way we learn, and the way we vote. This morning, the financial impact on businesses and workers. Many companies are being forced to adapt. On 60 Minutes last night, Norah O'Donnell asked General Motors CEO, that's Mary Barra, whether the disease is a threat to GM's long-term future.
Between the strength of our balance sheet with the steps we've taken in the past, we will get through this and we will learn a lot of lessons that will apply.
I mean, what's the long-term prognosis for General Motors if you're not making cars?
No one knows when things are going to get back to what I refer to as a new normal. I've heard others refer to it as a new abnormal.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger joins us to discuss this. I like that, Jill, the new abnormal. I think that's a good way to describe it. So what are you hearing from business leaders about the ways various industries are going to be impacted by this pandemic?
There's basically three distinct phases. I'm calling it T3. So triage, what we've just gone through. Everyone threw out the old playbook. There was no playbook. How are we adapting? It was really done on the fly. That triage really is important because now many business owners are entering the second phase, transition. So triage to transition. This is where many companies are saying, despite what governors say or mayors say or the president says, they are putting worker safety first, only critical people back in the building. And the third T, transformation. What will a workplace look like? Will there have to be different kind of workspaces out there? How are we reconfiguring how we work? Can more people be home working remotely? Are we going to suspend business travel or at least alter it? Are we going to change the way we do our conferences, more teleconferencing? So think of it that way. Triage, transition, which is where we are right now, transformation.
Boy, Jill, I think that applies to all of us, regardless of whether you're in business or not. So what businesses, sticking with the business theme, what businesses will be impacted most, do you think, and how will they get through?
Well, you know, you just heard Mary Barra say something that was really important from the automotive sector, which is, look, we've been through terrible times. So you think about big businesses like the airlines, the automotive industries, they have been through terrible times. They will probably survive, maybe come out different. But we also know that hospitality could change. Will Airbnb be as popular on the other side of this? We don't know. We also understand now that there's going to be a big impact on the oil sector here in the United States. You know, crude oil's down by 70% in price this year. So all these industries, I think, are going to be very much looking like different types of themselves coming out.
Jill, retail was already struggling before the pandemic hit. So how much dire a situation, more dire a situation, you think they're going to be in as we all go back to work?
I think that the pandemic really accelerates trends that were already in place. And as you said, retail had a terrible year last year. 9,300 stores were closed, 23 retail bankruptcies. We are hearing that potentially this week we will get two big chains filing for bankruptcy. That would be Neiman Marcus and JCPenney. We know that Macy's and The Gap, they're all reorganizing right now. What we come out with on the other side, we know there'll be a larger reliance on online sales. Obviously, Amazon and Walmart and Target doing a bumper business, Dollar General as well. I think what's going to be interesting is how we open. The nation's largest retailers are writing together to the governors of all the states, trying to say we need a uniform way to come back into business because we've got operations everywhere. It's very difficult for a retailer to have a patchwork set of rules and procedures coming in this transition process and in that transformation process.
Jill, the last time I left the house was March 31st. It was to go to CVS to pick up a prescription. If you would have told me that it would have made sense to me to stand 6 feet away, to lean through a plastic screen, to throw in a credit card and grab my stuff and get out of there, I would have thought that's impossible. But here we are. So what can consumers expect? What changes can we expect as consumers moving forward?
You know, someone said something really interesting to me who owns a store, and he said, you know, look, just because I open doesn't mean people will come. I think we don't know what the lasting impact of this virus will be on consumers. In some places, you're seeing people going out and getting haircuts. In other places, we don't know. What I do know is that there will be an impact. It is evolving. We'll be on top of these trends. But most importantly, to stay safe is probably best for the economy as well.
Yeah, stay safe, stay sane. Thank you very much, Jill.